Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoటి Samprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वलोकहिते रतं वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे शमादिनिलयं मुनिं सहस्रमूर्तेः पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्राननपादबाहोः सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तं निरुच्यते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै। Namaste once again everyone. So
Namaste Guruji.
पद्मनाभोरविन्दाक्षः पद्मगर्भः शरीरभृत् महर्दिर्रुद्धो वृद्धात्मा महाशो महाक्षो गरुडध्वजः. So this is the shloka, the meaning of which we are seeing. And I think the last class we saw the meanings up to Vriddhatma. Now we will see the next nama, Mahakshaha. Mahakshaha basically means the one who has got big eyes. Mahati Akshini Mahatyakshani Va Asyeti Mahakshaha, says Bhashyakara. Akshi means eyes and Aksha means the sense organs, senses. So here, for the purpose of visualization, again you see there are many namas which are specific namas which can be used for meditation. And in meditation, the most important aspect is when you are in dhyanam, when you are invoking the form of the Lord in your mind, there are certain aspects of the Lord which you can use to invoke the Lord. We have seen a few of them earlier also. So here, similarly, this Mahaksha, the one who has got big and wide eyes, that can be used as a an object for visualization. And also the other meaning, which is what Aksha, Mahaksha also can be derived from Mahan Aksha, right? Who has got big and well-formed sense organs. So both the meanings we can take, either one who has got big and wide eyes or who has got all the sense organs which are big and formed well. In which case, if we take the second meaning, the first meaning, that is the eyes, only we can call it as a example for representing all the sense organs. Oh. Some sound coming. You can mute it. So that is Mahaksha. And when we talk about the sense organs, we have already seen Sahasra Purusha, Sahasra Shirsha, Purusha hai, Sahasraksha, Sahasrapat, and all that, and countless heads, countless legs and hands and all. Similarly, Bhagavan's senses or sense organs are limitless. Without having any sense organs. Because our sense organs are all limited, isn't it? For example, our hearing is limited. Human beings can hear only within certain sound bands or whatever they call. Whereas other animals like dogs can probably hear more. Similarly, smell. Dogs have a higher power of that sense organ. But whatever be the power of the sense organs, whether of human beings or animals, etc., they are all limited. Whereas for Bhagavan, even without having any sense organs, his senses in terms of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, everything is limitless. Why? Because all these are knowledge. He is all knowledge. He is Sarvajna. And when we are talking about sense organs, even for us, they are all what? They are all organs of knowledge. Through eyes, when we perceive a color or a form, we get the knowledge of the color of form. When we hear something, we get the knowledge of the sound which we hear. But Bhagavan is all knowledge. So from that point of view, we can as easily understand that one who is all knowledge should be having limitless senses in terms of hearing or seeing, smelling, tasting, and touching everything. So as the one who has got all knowledge, even without the senses, because if you then people will ask, what is that? I mean, you are now saying he has senses. That means Bhagavan has got some sense organs or what? We are not saying Bhagavan has got sense organs. What we are saying is that even without the sense organs, he is Mahakshaha. He is all knowledge, because everything, all knowledge, including the knowledge which we gather through our senses, are there with Bhagavan. That is why he is Mahakshaha. It's all very poetic way of expressions, figurative expressions. Okay. Then next one is Garuda Dvajaha. Garuda Dvajaha means the one who has got Garuda in his flag. Garuda Anko Dvajo Yasya iti Garuda Dvajaha. We all know that Lord Vishnu has got Garuda on his flag, and hence he is called Garuda Dvaja. Very simple. Like Arjuna was called Kapidvaja in Mahabharata, was because he had got a Hanuman on his flag. It's called Kapidvaja. So Garuda here stands for a Devata. And that same Devata, Garuda, is also Bhagavan's vehicle. And Garuda is with and inseparable from Ishvara. And if we know a little bit about Garuda, Garuda is a very clean bird. And it is said, I mean, normally the darshana of Garuda is not easy. But when it happens, it is considered to be a very auspicious thing. In some South Indian temple and all, we have heard that on a particular day, the Garuda hovers round. I think it is Sri Rangam temple, isn't it? I'm not sure. The Garuda hovers around and people wait to have a darshan of that Garuda, because that is Sakshat Vishnu.
Tirukazhundram.
Tirukazhundram, correct. Tirukazhundram. That is the specific thing about that temple. Because in Tamil, Garuda is called Kalgu. So Tirukkalgu, correct. So this is the how we have to understand Garuda Dvaja. So that completes that sloka. Next sloka we will now go. Atulashara bhimaham samayagno havir harihi sarva lakshana lakshanyo lakshmivan samitinjaya tamitinjaya. So this is a sloka which has got 8 namas. Atulaha, Sharabaha, Bhimaha, Samayagnaha, Havir Harihi, Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha, Lakshmivan, Samitinchaya. These are just on the ordinary reading, but the Nama Bhimaha, actually there are 2 readings. It is also taken as Abhimaha also. So we will see that when we come to that. When we come to that Nama, we will see the meaning of both. Bhimaha and Abhimaha. Atulaha. Atulaha. Tulna. Tulaha means equal. Comparison. Atulaha means the one who has no equal, hence beyond any comparison. Tula upamanam asya na vidyate iti atulaha. So Tula is that with which something is measured, or something can be measured or compared. The balance is also called Tula. The weighing balance, it's called Tula. Upamana basically means comparison. Comparison helps to measure or to judge and understand something when we compare it with something else rather. Isn't it? We've seen examples of that. If we want to explain what is a bison, then then we can say the bison looks like a buffalo. So when you go to one of these African safaris or wherever bisons are found, and when you see an animal which resembles a buffalo, then you can say, oh, this must be a bison, because by comparison, I have been told that bison looks like a buffalo. This is a Upamana illustration. This bison buffalo is a Upamana illustration. It comes in Shastras, our Shastras. This illustration is there, Nyaya Shastra and all that. But Bhagavan has got no Upamana, no Tula. What will we compare Bhagavan with? He cannot be compared with anything rather. From the standpoint of his essential nature, he is limitless. He has no form or attribute to be compared with, isn't it? And further, he is the only one, non-dual, and there is no second thing is also available for comparison. Therefore, he is Atula. So even if we take from the standpoint of his being Ishvara, that is with his Maya Shakti, there is no one equal to him. Because in the chapter where Bhagavan shows his Vishwarupa to Arjuna, Arjuna tells Krishna, Nat tvat samaha asti abhyadikaha kutonyaha. Natvam samaha asti abhyadikaha kutaha anyaha. That is the paracheda of this. Natvam samaha asti. There is nobody equal to you. Abhyadikaha. So where is the question of being better than you? Kutaha anyaha. How can anybody be better than you when there is no one equal to you? Where is the possibility of one greater than you? 11th chapter. So he is Atulaha. Then Sharabaha. Sharabaha. Here Bhashyakara takes a very wonderful meaning. The one who shines as the inner self. Sharaha, Sharirani, Shiryamanatvat teshu pratyagatmataya bhati iti sharabah. Here, shara refers to the sharira of the body. Shara means basically disintegration. That which disintegrates is called shara. And that is why this body is called sharira, because it is subject to disintegration. It has been put together and it will disintegrate also. If you look at the entire creation, there is nothing in the creation which has not been put together. Even the body is made up of parts. Each part is made up of cells. And therefore, cells can fall apart, the body can fall apart. Then Bhashikara says, Teshu pratyagatmataya bhati. The one who shines as the inner self, as the Atma in this Shara, in every Sharira, is Sharabha. So as the Atma, it is self-revealing, self-effulgent, and because of its shine, everything is revealed. So it is the Bhagavan alone, the Lord alone, who shines as the Pratyagatma, the inner consciousness, the inner self. This is the meaning of Sharabaha. Then Bhimaha. As I told you, there is another reading also, Abhimaha. We will see both the meanings. Bhimaha means the one who is feared by all. That is why in Mahabharata, Bhima was called Bhima, the one who is feared by all. Abhimaha means the one who causes no fear. Just see, just opposite meanings, but the beauty is both the meanings can fit into the Bhagavan's name. Everything is Bhagavan, so opposites also is Bhagavan only. And both the meanings Bhashyakara takes. Bibeti asmat sarvamiti bhimaha sanmargavartinam abhima iti va. So as I said, as per the Sanskrit grammar rules, because there is a sandhi involved here, the nama bhima can be taken as abhima also. So as I said, bhima means the one who is formidable, causes fear in all. And abhima means one who does not cause any fear. Question is, how can Lord be both? Yeah, all of us may be afraid of these local godfathers are there, you know. Godfathers means I don't mean people who bless us, people who illegally rule. There are godfathers. The movie came, you know, Godfathers. Who was that person? Marlon Brando. So these local godfathers, they create fear that is understandable. But if even God is a source of fear, what will we do? Because we believe God is one to whom we can go without fear and relate more to him than to even one's own mother. Even the mother may lay certain conditions, but God is someone whom we can approach unconditionally. Therefore, Bhagavan is really Abhima only. But that he is Bhima, that is frightening, is said only as a upachara, because it is not that everyone is afraid of him. Fire is always hot, water always flows finding its level, Vayu blows all the time keeps on moving. All these functions are as though afraid of Bhagavan. That is how we have to understand this word Bhima. Aupacharika Nama. And this is not somebody's imagination. It is there in the Upanishads, in Taittiriya Upanishad. Bhishmatsmat vataf pavate Bhisho deti suryaha Bhishmasmat agnes chandrascha mrityur dhavati panchama iti. There in Taittiriya Upanishad mantra. Again, as I said, it's all figurative and as though. The question is, how does this sun rise every day at almost same time and set every day almost at the same time? Everywhere in the world. How is it that this wind, the function of which is blowing, keeps on blowing? How is it that fire, whose quality is heat, keeps on burning and producing heat? So Upanishad says all these elements in this entire universe, they all do their respective functions without fail, because they are fearful of that Bhagavan. Because if they don't do their job, they will be sacked. And this holds true even in our corporate environment, isn't it? Everybody is assigned a particular role in the company, and everybody is expected to perform that role. And in order to ensure that everybody performs that role, there is a manager or a supervisor and all for everybody. And we have experienced, when the supervisor is missing, the behavior of all these people will be different. But when they see the supervisor, everybody will be as if they are doing their job. So in the universe, even school, classroom in the school or a college, when they see the professor or a teacher coming, all students very disciplined, they will be sitting in their respective seats. They will take out the textbook, open it and all that. But when the teacher has gone out, what is the mayhem they create in the classroom? So taking all these kind of experiences, the Upanishad says that if only these things, this Vayu, Agni, Surya, Devata, all these Devatas, if they do not have any fear of that Bhagavan, that Ishvara, they will create a mayhem in this entire universe. That is why out of fear of him, Vayu does his work. The sun does its work out of fear. Agni is always hot and Indra does his work only out of fear for him. And even Mrityu, Yamaraja, travel jumping from one place to another. Taking, of course, people who have completed their karma, they have to be removed. And they have to be packed off to a new destination, a new body, according to the upcoming karma. That job is being done by Mrityu. That is Mrityu Dhavati. Because so much work is to be done, Mrityu cannot move slowly. Today somebody is dying in Bombay, tomorrow somebody will be dying in New York. So Mrityu has to reach New York there, or why tomorrow, next moment. All these are all, very figurative and very poetic expressions. We should not take these things literally. So Lord say, Vayu does not say, What is this? I have been blowing for ages. Let me take some rest. Why should I move through your nostrils and keep you alive? Huh? If Vayu asks that question, all of us will fall dead in one shot. Vayu does not say, you are a waste. What have you achieved in your life? Why should I keep you alive? That's why you say that. Even though all our relatives around us, they may tell us that. You are a useless fellow, you have not achieved nothing in life, especially spouse will 100% say. If you have not achieved anything in life. Even some, I have seen spouses, even the poor guy has achieved a lot, still the spouse will say, you have not achieved anything. You are a useless fellow. Anyhow, that's a different topic. Let us not get into controversies here. So, whether we get up to welcome or not in the morning at 5 o'clock or 5:30, Lord Surya, he doesn't wait for our welcome. He rises every morning without faith. Lord Agni also does not say, see, people who actually come and sit near me, they are not able to, they are not able to bear my heat and they run away to cool places. But here I am required to keep on burning, burning, burning. If I can generate heat for others, which makes the heat difficult for them, why should I burn? Let me also cool down for some time. Does Agni say that? So all these things, Lord Death, I already told you, Mrityu Dhavati. And Dhavati, again, another meaning we can take is, Mrityu is not predictable because he always moves over in leaps and bounds. In a ICU, in a hospital, the Mrityu may visit one patient, but it may not touch the next patient, next bed. After touching one patient, it would have gone to some other hospital, some other ICU. So, in sum and substance of this whole thing is, all the devas and all natural forces do their jobs without faith, as though is very important here. Huh? They are afraid of transgressing the order of Ishvara, the cosmic order. Therefore, figuratively, the Lord is said to be Bhima, fearful. But in reality, Bhagavan is Abhima. He is the one knowing whom one or a person becomes fearless. One who has reached Amritatvam. What is Amritatvam? Who has crossed death. Crossed death means who has crossed the cycle of birth and death. Who has reached a state of moksha. He is fearless. He will have no fear, because the worst fear humankind can have is death. And that is what all these terrorists and all, they use, that fear. So and then fear is there only because one does not understand Ishvara. When one is a doer of actions, he considers himself as the author of the actions. But the results of those actions are not in his hands. Because there are so many factors which are involved in the result. That's what Bhagavan says in Gita. Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Hey Arjuna, you have got a control over what actions you can perform with your free will. That is in your hand, that is under your control. But what results those actions will bring in is not in your control. So many factors are involved in that production of that result for your action. And therefore, karma yoga attitude is the only thing which will work. If you want to remain peaceful, mentally peaceful, emotionally stable, we will see all this when we in the Bhagavad Gita class. And the result of all these actions given by whom? By the karma phala dhata, Ishvara, according to the laws of karma, which is again a law which has been promulgated by Bhagavan only through the Vedas and the scripture, Vedanta and all that. And we all know that as per the law of karma, one's past actions, not only the past actions of this Janma, but past actions of the previous Janmas, so many crores of births that we have taken, come into the present picture to decide the result. Therefore, one does what one does now may not produce the desired result. So one has to be intelligent and accept the results, because the Lord is the giver of karma phala. We must have that shraddha in the Lord's order, that whatever I have done and whatever is the appropriate result for that, the Lord will give. It is just like we all have got shraddha in Supreme Court. We have all got a faith that Supreme Court will go according to the Constitution, will go according to the law of the land in all matters. They will not be influenced by other considerations. Similarly, the one who has got such a faith in the Lord, he will become fearless. Because the Lord is in the form of law, in the form of the law, and also all knowledge. And once we know this, we will become free from fear and insecurity, and hence he is Abhima. As Puja Swamiji says, the one who has even a little knowledge of Ishvara, that he is the unfailing giver of the results of action, he does not look upon Ishvara as a source of fear at all. He is in the form of the order. It is for one to choose and do his actions. Afterwards, whatever comes is taken as Ishvara Prasada only. And when you have such an attitude, the question of success and failure does not come into the picture at all. There can never be a failure. You do an action using your free will, and you get a result for that action. You consider that the results are being given to me as karma phala by Ishvara, and that is the most successful, appropriate result that my action could give. Where is the question of failure? Failure always comes when you have certain expectations from your actions. Isn't it? I am expecting something, I am a failure. Even I have seen boys or children, students, who have scored 97, 98% in their aggregate, but they will be very sad. They will say that, I have miserably failed. We ask him, what are you talking about? You have got 97%. He said, no, but I was expecting 99%. I got only 97. For them, the failure is what they expect. If they don't get, that is failure. But if you don't expect anything at all, you can never be a failure. Anything that you do, you will always be a success only. All that we need to do is that do what we can do to the best of our ability, And depending upon what circumstances are there, we need to do the right thing. Rest, Bhagavan will take care. So we don't need to fear at all. We don't need to do something and keep on worrying whether I'll get it, whether I'll get it, whether I'll get it. Therefore, even a little understanding of Ishvara gives this fearlessness. And when you understand Ishvara as the Satchidatma, Satchid Ananda Atma, as the one who is non-dual, Advaitam, then there is no more fear. Because there is no second thing to be afraid of, isn't it? What is fear? Fear is always generated by something which we consider outside us. We have no fear of our own self. But if we understand our Swarupa, that we are Sachidananda Swarupa, the only thing which is there existing in this entire universe, there can never be any fear. It is only when there is a second thing, there is fear, because that second thing make you feel small. And then you have a fear. When you consider the whole Jagat to be different from you, because what you are not is infinitely big. And when you compare with that infinitely big thing, your own self, you become very small, and this gives fear. Understanding Ishvara and understanding the real import of Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi frees one from fear, and you come to know that you are no longer small, no longer isolated or alienated. Therefore, the Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad says, the one who finds oneness with that Brahman gains fearlessness. So Bhagavan is Bhima, as though Bhima, a source of fear in the form of his laws which cannot be violated, and he is Abhima, a source of fear, not a source of fear too, as Bhashyakara says, Sanmargavartis, those who strive to know him, those who follow the path of Dharma, those who are Sanmargena Vartate iti Sanmargavarti. Sanmarga means the marga, the path of Dharma. That is the meaning of Bhima and Abhima, both the meanings. Okay. Next is Samayajnaha. Samayajnaha. Jnaha means the one who knows. Samaya means time. So the one who knows the appropriate time is Samayajnaha. Bhashyakara says, Srishti Sthiti Samhara Samayavit Shat Samayan Janati iti va Samayajnaha. Sarva Bhuteshu Samatvam Yajanam Sadhu Asya iti va Samayajnaha. Very involved meaning he gives. So the Lord is Samayajna, the knower of time. That does not mean that Bhagavan has got some Vishnu Acharya, has got some cell phone and knows the time without consulting any of them. But what it means is that Bhagavan knows the Uchita Samaya, the appropriate time for everything. Even we don't know all those things. What is the appropriate time for anything? For most of the things we don't know. When a seed is sown, it takes time for it to sprout and the plant to grow. The Lord knows when exactly the seed has to sprout, when it has to flower, when it has to bear fruits, and also when it has to die. We cannot predict. We won't even know. So what has to happen at a particular time will happen only at that time. Why? Because everything is governed by the law of karma, and Bhagavan is the giver of the karma phala. When what has to be done is done, then the results will take care of itself. It will happen at the right time. One person may be actually, especially I've seen the students who are doing the CA, chartered accountant. They will continue appearing 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, they will clear. But if they persevere, finally I've seen many of them make it, rather they become chartered accountants. Maybe 10th attempt or 12th attempt, doesn't matter. All that they need to do is they should continue doing what they should do, not become frustrated, not become disillusioned. They will get the result of their efforts according to their karma phala. And Bhagavan knows when the karma phala has to fructify, he will give that. Same thing with our body also. When we die, what is the next body that we have to get? We don't know. Bhagavan will take care of it. He will give us an appropriate body according to our karma phala. So where all these things have to be given, all these are known to Bhagavan. But for that matter, we cannot say, oh, okay, I have done past karmas. In any case, Bhagavan will give me the results of those karmas. So I need not worry about it. You can't say that. You have to do 2 things for that. One is you have to put in an effort. Whatever you are required to do when you are placed in certain circumstances, you have to do that. Then only Bhagavan will give the result. And the second thing that you do is that you have to do prayer. You have to ask the Lord. You have to pray that I am doing this, Bhagavan, and I am doing all these karmas and offering it to you. Please give me the karma phala for this. You have to ask. Even a police will not register a case, an FIR, unless there is a complaint. You cannot say, oh, the crime has been committed, so police knows the law of the land, so they will take action and punish the criminal. It will never happen. You have to go and lodge a complaint. You have to go and lodge a request. Similarly, Bhagavan also, you have to lodge a request through prayers. And prayer is also an action. It is also a karma. So what one should do the action using one's own free will. And also no harm in asking Bhagavan, I am doing this, Bhagavan, please give me this. I am doing this, I don't have children, I am doing this Putra Kameshti Yajna. Please bless me with a child. That's all. No harm in asking Bhagavan. But just because we are asking, Bhagavan will not say Tatastu. Bhagavan knows when what is to be given according to your own karmas, and he will give only that. So Bhagavan knows not only the exact time of the coming, staying and going of every being and every phala, but also of the entire creation as a whole. He knows when the creation is to be created, when, how long it has to be sustained, then when it has to be resolved. Therefore, he is Samayajna. And in warfare also, knowing the right time to move forward or to retreat is called Samaya. And this is the second meaning Bhashyakara is indicating. And this in the warfare Shastra, Yuddha Shastra, 6 types of this Samaya are mentioned. Sandhi is making friends with another to avoid a war. To be involved in a war, if necessary, is called Vigraha. Yana is making the first to move towards the war. Asana is sitting still, waiting for the enemy to make the first to move. Creating a discord between the enemies to reduce their strength is called Dvaidha. Seeking the help of another if the enemy is stronger is called Ashrayana. And in his Krishna Avatara, in all the wars that Bhagavan Krishna fought, he knew and followed all these tactics, and therefore he is Samayagnya. And even Purana Prahlada says, Samatvam Aradhanam Achyutasya. Another meaning of Samaya, Samatvam, Sama. Looking upon all beings as equal is the best worship of the Lord Achyuta. This is in Vishnu Purana. Samatvam Aradhanam Achyutasya. And this is the idea which Bhagavan Krishna keeps repeating. Samatvam Yoga Yuchyate, he says. A Jnani, a yogi can be called a yogi only when he is able to see all beings upon this entire universe as being equal. Therefore, he is Samayagya, because looking upon all beings as Sama, equal, is the best yajna or worship that anybody can offer to him. The bhavana or attitude is that it is the same Lord who obtains in all beings, and that what is pleasant to me is pleasant to all, and what is unpleasant and painful to me is unpleasant and painful to others also. Even if you don't go into Vedanta and say that, everything is pervaded by Sachidananda and all that, even at a very Laukika level, if you understand, if you have this bhavana, what I like, everybody should be liking, and what I don't like, nobody should be liking. If that bhavana is there, we will automatically treat all creatures with respect as we treat our own self, and we will not cause any himsa to any creature. And this is what Prahlada is saying, that the best worship which we can offer to the Lord is the Samatvam, which is what Bhagavan Vishnu loves. So Samayagnya is the meaning. This is the meaning. Then Havir Harihi. Havir Harihi means the receiver of oblations. Yagneshu Havir Bhagam Harati iti Havir Harihi. One meaning. Atava Hayate Havishasa Eveti Havihi. Smriti Matrena Pumsam Papam Avidya Tatkaryam Samsaram Va Harati iti. Yagya Bhagam Harati iti Va. Harita Varnatvat Va Harihi. How many different interpretation Bhagavan Bhashyakara takes for this Havir Harihi? Excuse me. So this word Havir Harihi is actually formed by combination of two words, Havis and Harihi. So they can be looked upon as a single word, as one nama, or even two separate words making one nama. Both ways we can look upon it. Havis, as we all might know, is what is offered in the yajnas as oblations. It is offered to the devatas like Agni, Indra, Varuna, Prajapati and all that. Agnaye Namaha, Agnaye Idam Namama, Indraye Namaha, Indraye Idam Namama, all that, Agnaye Swaha, Agnaye Idam Namama, all these habits we offer, ghee we offer cooked rice, all that, who have done homa and all that, they will know, yajnas and all. So whenever we are saying, we are saying, I am offering this habis to this particular devata. For example, Agni Devata, this is no longer mine. It was mine till now. Now I have offered it. It is no longer mine. Na idam na mama. And it is Bhagavan who takes it away, because Agni Devata is only a courier service. Whatever we are offering to Agni Devata, it goes to Bhagavan ultimately. Sarvadeva Namaskar hai Keshavam Prati Gacchati, as they say. So, question is Bhagavan like a head priest who sends his assistant priests to various places to officiate, but takes a good share of dakshina given to them for himself? People who are in metropolitan cities and all, they will know Chennai, Bombay and all, how the priests in those places, even Delhi also, they operate. A person who would have been a priest, he will be officiating in all this and he will become a very famous person, head priest. And they also expand like business these days. Kali Yuga, everybody saw nothing uncontaminated you can find in Kali Yuga. What he will do, he will have so many bookings. Ganesh Vinayaka Chaturthi day, many people will invite this priest to come to their house and do the puja, Ganesha puja. He can't go to all the places, so he will have a lot of assistants. So he will send all the assistants to different places. And those people will give dakshina to assistants, but the terms and conditions of giving an assignment to the assistant is that whatever dakshina you get from that house, 60% belongs to me. You have to come and give it to me. I mean, the tragedy is when we perform the last rites, 13 days. 13 days rites for somebody who has died. I've seen this. I'm just telling you because such a sad thing happens. There are priests. Well, the last day, you have to give dhanam and all that. Lot of, to different people, different kinds of dhanam, including gold and all that you have to give. You have to give godhanam also. So they will say, no, you give 1,000 rupees instead of godhanam. And they will bring certain people to receive those dhanams. And mostly these days, the head priest says, don't give this thing and all, give cash. Don't get into buying all these dhanams and all that. Maybe one or two items like oil and all you can give, but other things you just give cash, they say. So you give cash. After the puja, everything is over. Those people who have received the dhanams will have to part with a substantial amount of the dhanam that they have got to the head priest. These are all papa karmas being done by all those so-called priests. What do you think they will get the next janma as? Being Veda Pandits who have learnt Veda, they don't realize all these things. And that is why we say it is all Kali Yuga Lakshana. That is what is happening rather. But let us come back to the Devatas and Bhagavan. It is not that the Bhagavan is acting like these head priests. Because Devatas are nothing but Bhagavan alone. his Swarupa in different Rupas. That's all. Hence, all the oblations which we give to the Devatas ultimately go to Bhagavan alone. He is the ultimate Havir book. Hence, he is called Havir Harihi. All the oblations finally go to the Lord Vishnu alone. As I said, as even all the rivers finally go and reach the ocean. Similarly, all namaskaras, all oblations, all our offerings through any devatas, Shiva, Brahma, Parvati, any devata, Lakshmi, Vishnu, all, or Agni, Varuna, Vayu, all devatas, whatever we offer, all eventually go to that Bhagavan only, to Vishnu alone. That is why he is Havir Harihi. Bhagavan says in the Gita, Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha. Bhokta cha prabhureva cha. I am the one who is the enjoyer of all the yajnas, and I am also the Prabhu. Prabhu means what? The giver of results. This is one meaning. Or else, he is Havis because he is a Virata Purusha. He was the one offered in the form of Havis when the Devas performed the Yajna merely as a Sankalpa. Purusha Sukta says, Abhadnam Purusham Pashum. So he is a Virata Purusha, and when the Devas performed the Yajna, that Samudra Mathanam, their Sankalpa was offered to him as Havisra. And Lord Vishnu is also called Hari because by merely remembering him, Smriti Matrena, he robs all the papas, problems from all the people. He also removes ignorance, and ignorance bonds samsara. Because we require the grace of Bhagavan even for us to pursue a spiritual path. And lastly, Adi Shankara gives a very beautiful meaning, very laukika meaning. He is also Hari because he is Harita Varna, greenish blue in color. That is why also he is called Hari. Even the word Krishna means that only. Krishna means a dark blue. Here it is Harita Varna. In fact, when we see the photos of Vishnu and all that, even Krishna's photos, many of them, they are painted in greenish blue color. So he is Havir Harihi. We have time for one more Nama. I think next Nama will be. Maybe I will take 1 or 2 more minutes. I will finish the next Nama also. Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha. The one who is indicated by all Pramanas. Pramanas means what? Means of knowledge. Sarvaihi Lakshanaihi Pramanaihi Lakshanam Jnanam Jayate Yat Tad Vinirdishtam Sarva Lakshana Lakshanam Tatra Sadhuhu Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha Tasyaiva Paramarthatvat. So there are Lakshana. The Nama is Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha. 2 Lakshanas are there. The first Lakshana refers to Pramana, the means of knowledge. And the second Lakshana refers to Jnana, or knowledge itself, which is obtained from the means of knowledge. Therefore, knowledge is obtained through all various Pramanas is Sarva Lakshana Lakshana. And the one who is indicated by that knowledge is Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha. Now, Puja Swamiji explains this nicely. Generally, when we know an object, we come to know about its Lakshana. description or definition. For example, what is space? Space can be defined as avakasha pradatra akasham. Space is that which accommodates. Avakasha pradatra. And the attribute of space is shabda, sound. Like the attribute of air is the sense of touch and sound. Both are there for air. Tattva Bodha, we have seen all these things. But the air has got no form. Space has got no form. Fire, besides having sound and touch, is also has the attribute of a form. And besides all these attributes, that is what? Sound, touch, and form. Water has also got the additional attribute of taste. And in addition to all these four attributes, earth, which is the final, the last element, has also got the attribute of smell. That's why when we water the plants and all that, we can smell the nice smell of the earth. So what is the attribute of Bhagavan? All these attributes belong to Bhagavan only. Any attribute, any description, any definition that is known to belong to anything through any pramana belongs to Bhagavan alone, because he is the Paramartha, the truth of everything. Therefore, he is Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha, the one indicated through all pramanas. All attributes belong to Bhagavan alone, and at the same time, he is essentially attributeless. Because if Bhagavan also has attributes of his own, he would then become yet another object, different form and limited by other objects. So we have to understand that in his Swarupa form he is attributeless, but when Bhagavan combines with Maya and in Ishvara form, he has got all the attributes that we experience in this entire universe. Okay, we'll stop here and then I'll say the prayers. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaste. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaskaram.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaskaram. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaskaram.
Okay, namaskar.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. So anybody has got any questions? Clarification?
Guruji, I do.
Yes, please speak up.
The first you said idam na mama, nothing is mine. Then you said havir bhuk, havir harihi, bhokta cha prabhur evacha. That also you said. Then the Virata Purusha, when Devas performed yagnas, merely as a sankalpa, smriti matrena, they are able to approach him. I would like a little bit more explanation, if I may.
Whenever we are performing an yajna, one of the important aspects is offering oblations. Right? That we also do whenever we have performed any homam and all that, we offer oblations. So, when the devas were performing the yajna, that this thing, Virata Purusha yajna, question comes, what was the oblation that they offered? So what can devas offer? They have nothing to offer, because everything, they know everything belongs to Bhagavan only. What they can offer to Bhagavan? So it is said that what they offered was their sankalpa. Even when we do a sankalpa, right, that sankalpa itself they offered. That is the one of the meanings of this Aavignidhi. Where Bhashyakara, what he has done, from wherever he can take the meaning of this Havis, he has taken that meaning and the 5 or 6 meanings he has put in this Aavignidhi. So that is one of the meanings that Bhashyakara has taken, and for which the Pramanam is there in Purusha Sukta, which I quoted rather, right? So that is what is there. What was that? Abannam Purusham Pashum. That is there. I will not go into explanation because even I will have to read up what exactly is the explanation of that. I don't want to just make a guess. But I can check up and let you know how exactly it is. But it is the Sankalpa which Devas offered and as Havis. So even when you do a Sankalpa, like, Mamo Partha, Samasta, Durdaksha, Dwara, Parameshwara, Prityartham, when you are offering your Sankalpa, if you have the Bhavana that the Sankalpa also I am having offering to the Bhagavan only rather. Because that's also a karma. So even that karma, I perform with the karma yoga attitude. So whatever I do, I am offering to Bhagavan as a Sankalpa. And this was the attitude of the Devatas in that particular context. So that Sankalpa they offered, because they didn't offer anything else for that yajna. That is what, broadly the meaning of that. But when we see Purusha Sukta meanings and all that, then we will know the exact background behind it. There must be a sort of story behind that, which I personally don't know. So there must be there. Because
So the sankalpa of the Brahmins is not pure. Those who take the money and then take a portion of it back to themselves.
this is a rare question that's all. It is not pure at all. But we don't want to get into that mainly because if we stop doing all those things, right? What you have to see, let a Brahmin come, let him officiate. You can perform that with a pure heart, with all Shraddha. Whatever he does wrong, adharmic, that Papa will accrue to him and let him take it away from him. Just because he is officiating and we have to give a dakshina. And when the dakshina is given, we say, na idam na mama. No longer belongs to me. Whether I give the dakshina to a Brahmin or to a Shudra or to whomsoever it is I give, it is no longer belonging to me. You have actually completed your karma so far as that is concerned. And if you are doing that karma with Shraddha, complete Shraddha, faith, then whatever phala that has to come for that karma, Bhagavan will definitely give it to you, because Bhagavan is what? He is a sakshi of everything. He is also a sakshi of what the Brahmins are doing, the priests are doing, isn't it? I have seen priests who will come for any function, and when you ask what is your dakshina, in fact, my own priest is like that. He will say, I will not tell anything. Whatever you want to give, you give. That is what he will say always rather. When he says that, I feel that I should actually be, more, I should give more, because if I give less, then I will feel guilty that maybe I have not done justice. Sometimes he will say that the Brahmins who come for Shraddha and all that, he will say those people have come for a long place, from travel. So give them some 50, 100 rupees extra for their transport. Occasionally he will say that. But somebody is coming from local area only, he will not say that also. And through this, what happens is, the priest also knows that I, as a Yajamana, will always do justice. Give more than what is required, so there is no need to demand. And I, as a Yajamana, will know that this priest is not behind money. He will do what is to be done. Right? So there is a very beautiful understanding. So he does things with Shraddha. I do things with Shraddha. And in fact, he is so particular that my pronunciation doing my Shraddha especially is perfect. He has given me a book on Shraddha. All Shraddha mantras, he has given me a book. And whenever he says, if you have got a difficulty in hearing, please refer to the book. And he knows I know Sanskrit. It's in Sanskrit. So he refer to the book and pronounce it correctly. Let it take 15 minutes more. It doesn't matter. So when you look at this whole thing, then you really enjoy doing that. Really, it gives you pleasure and a satisfaction. I have performed my Pitri karmas satisfactorily. This is what is dharma is all about. From all the sides, from the priest's side, from my side, this is what is dharma is. So, but unfortunately, such people are dwindling, not their vanishing tribe, as I say. Not many people are there. I would again say it is my karma that I got such a priest from whom initially I learned Vedas. All the 3.5 years, me and my son, we learned Vedas. And after I learned, I made him my permanent guru for all my functions also. My daughter's marriage also, he officiated rather. So that becomes a totally different kind of an experience. You don't do it, oh, okay, Shraddham is coming, that fellow will come, he will demand so much money. All that things, you put it away. That. So even when you are doing all these things, you actually experience the karma yoga attitude, not only in you, also in the priest rather. So that is the, beauty of performing all these karmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Hello.
Hari Om. Namaste, Hariji. Any other question, please? Or
Hari Om.
Hari Om. So we'll close. Okay. Thank you very much. Hari Om.